For a world magically twisted into a hideous shape, it sure does have a beautiful 16-bit sunset. Hello and welcome to the dark world of a Link/Lonk to the past. So, I'm gonna get one thing out of the way right now. This song is amazing. It's my favorite song in the entire Legend of Zelda franchise, which is kind of a nuts thing to say when you consider how consistently good the music is in the Zelda franchise. So the Dark World is kind of a scary place, as the name would imply. The guard enemies that you are used to have been replaced with these horrible moblin guys, and there's these weird plant things. One thing you're going to notice is enemies do a lot more damage in the Dark World than they do in the Light World. A standard enemy tends to do about like 2 hearts of damage, which is kind of nuts when you consider in later on Zelda games, there are bosses who won't even do more than 1 heart of damage, because, you know, afraid to break the mold, man. Like these barnacle things, watch. 2 hearts of damage. They're a stupid barnacle tentacle-y monster. I don't know if these are actually barnacles. I don't know what a barnacle looks like. Lived a sheltered life, I'm afraid. So whenever I hear the word barnacle, it always makes me think of those things for whatever reason. Maybe their official name has something to do with barnacles. Don't know. So we were told in the last episode that we wanted to go to the Palace of Darkness, which is not where we're going right now. The Palace of Darkness is right where the Eastern Palace is, so it's kind of convenient to get to. But before you go there, you are going to want 110 rupees. So I figured I'd do a little bit of dicking around and look for a couple of rupees before we go. Oh, also, these, the skull that just killed me, was the skull or the fireball? I do not know. The skulls, which have kind of replaced the rocks, will now come to life and attack you if you, walk into them. Not every single one, though. Some skulls come to life, some don't. So let's go ahead and go down here and kill these weird Octoroks. I don't know exactly what you call these things, because they have some weird name. Most enemies in the Dark World have a weird name. It seems like they didn't translate some of them, or maybe it's just like they didn't bother giving them a name, because when I've looked them up in the past, they have, like, nuts names that I cannot even pretend to replicate and go like, oh, isn't that funny? That name doesn't make any sense to anybody, because it's so weird that I just could not keep it in my head in the slightest. Also, it's been a significant amount of time since I've even attempted to look up enemy names. Oh, but yes, 110 rupees before we go looking for the Palace of Darkness, because we're going to need them for reasons. Also, we'll get cursed if we throw anything into a circle of stones, so let's throw something into a circle. Oh, and a dead fish. That's probably not a good thing. But unfortunately for that dead fish, a big live catfish comes out, and rather than eating it, rather than it cursing us, it was taking a really sweet nap, and it was so sweet it forgot that it wanted to put a curse on whoever woke it up from its nap, and instead gave us a really cool magic spell. So now we have the Quake Medallion. We can use the Quake spell. It drains quite a bit of magic, but it kind of kicks most enemies' asses. So you'll just use it, and a bunch of enemies will just kind of go poof. And oh, 5 rupee. I kind of wanted that, and I don't think I have another. Oh wait, no, I should have another fairy, because I don't think I died at all to. Oh yeah, I definitely didn't die at all to Agnum, so I still have 3 fairies on me. That's kind of sweet. I don't think I'll be able to get up there before the 20 rupee despawns, so I'll just deal with the 5, the 20 we were given, not the 20 that would despawn, the 5 that was up on the cliff, because I can deal with the 20 I was graciously given. So we are going to want 110 rupees, and there's a nice place that we can get quite a lot of rupees. We've been able to do it for some time, since episode 1, actually. If you remember when we were escaping Hyrule Castle in the sewers, there was a bombable wall that we could go behind. There's a lot of rupees behind there, so we're going to make our way over there. Also, just like we could in the first time we came to the Dark World, where we saw the strange bubblegum ball denizen and the weird demon-like guy, yeah, those guys. I was about to explain it further, but I think that hopefully makes sense outside of my head. You can use the magic mirror to warp to the Light World at any time. That was the point of where I was getting at. You cannot use the mirror to warp into the Dark World, though, because reasons. Well, because it gets you out of the Dark World. It's a thing mentioned by the old man. Once you've gone to the Dark World for the first time, well, I take that back, not for the first time, but for, whenever you get warped to the Dark World by Agnum, the overworld's gonna change a bit, I assume due to that whole, seal of the 7 wise men, that they mentioned. Those Poes in the graveyard, I don't believe they're there before. If you push a grave, I believe a Poe will pop at, but now they're just flying around standard. You would have also noticed that Red Guard that I fought. I don't think they chill around on the overworld until after you go ahead and do the thing with the Agnums and all of that good stuff. once you open up the once you open the ability to kind of freely go to the Dark World, after you beat Agnum, I really should just refer to get sent to the Dark World by Agnum. It opens up a lot of well, not exactly the world. I suppose it does open a lot of the world, because it opens up an entire Dark World for you. But that's not where I was going. There are a lot of things open to you like that you can get right now, and it's kind of sweet. We're going to be kind of waiting on most things, just because we have a dungeon to get to. Although there's a heart piece really close by, so I think I'll go ahead and go grab it. I'm going to try not to go overboard, because we got a Dark World to explore, and we've already wasted enough time coming back to sewers that we were in episode 1. Also, since Princess Zelda got kidnapped, the Sanctuary guy, Sanctuary Keeper / priest / whatever your localization team demanded it be, he's gone now, because I assume they just fucking killed him for, I don't know, assisting a kidnapper, because we are seen as a kidnapper. We're a rebellious hero, just one of those edgy 90s. Oh god, we are an edgy 90s hero, because this game was in fact made in the 90s. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna pop on some, like, Nirvana and Toke Up? I don't know what they called doing drugs in the 90s. Kind of a bad thing that I don't know. I mean, I need to study up on my 90s drug lore. Also, that tree that the lumberjacks have been going to town to on this whole game, they've skedaddled. There's a fairy fountain down here, and more importantly, there's a piece of heart. This piece of heart you could have found at well, you couldn't have found at any time. You need to go by entrance of tree that you can't run into until after they leave. But if you would have come to this cave behind their house, you would have seen it and been like, how the fuck do I get to that? So we've gotten that longly hinted at heart piece. Oh my god, oh my, those fucking bees. Sometimes you hit trees, sometimes apples come out. Maybe a rupee comes out every once in a while. Sometimes you get a horde of bees. So be careful. I guess we're going to be going to the Dark World. Oh, before we go to the Dark World, I want to go ahead and upgrade my rupee, not upgrade my rupees, upgrade my bombs and arrows, and then I will meet you in front of Hyrule Castle so I can show you a thing. From the Dark World, you can get to the Light World at any time by using your magic mirror, but from the Light World to the Dark World isn't as easy. There's those blue warps like the one that we saw on Death Mountain, scattered throughout all of Hyrule, and, you know, random spots just let you into the Dark World. But then, on top of that, there is the gate to Hyrule Castle. Since the seal was broken, will now warp you into the Dark World. So it's a nice way to get into the Dark World before you find any of the convenient warps, because some of the warps are in really convenient places, especially for getting into dungeons. And as you would imagine in typical Zelda fashion, some of them are put in places to make it impossible to get into a dungeon unless you use that specific warp. Also, these different Moblin guys, I'm in fact not even sure if they are actually Moblins. They've always confused me, because they're supposed to be a more powerful variation, to my knowledge, of the basic Moblin, but they have spears with, like, little, like, oh geez, what's the game? Badminton birdies on the end. It's always, like, really confused me, and also we need a little bit more money, so we're gonna go ahead and kill a few more enemies, because one of these guys should drop, like, a 5 rupee, and then we'll be set. Hinox, you want to drop one? Oh, Hinoxes throw bombs, so they're kind of interesting. They take a bit more, hits to kill, more health, whatever you want to say. But they will throw bombs, which can be convenient for taking out groups of other enemies, because the bombs will hurt its friends if you can get it to next to some of its allies. And I don't know why this is here. If we run into something good happen? Nope. That's an interesting arrow mark. I guess it's just to give you a hint that, hey, if you keep going, you'll find more. It's not just behind a building in typical fashion where there's nothing behind a building. Although in a Zelda game, they love to hide stuff behind buildings. It's like the #1 like hiding spot in Hyrule America place. So you might have noticed a statue of a monkey, because monkeys are special around here, as you can see by Kiki the monkey Kiki, and he loves rupees more than anything. This money monkey will want nothing but your rupees. So the reason you wanted 110 rupees is you need to give him 10 rupees to bribe him into walking around with you. You give him 10 rupees, he's like, okay, I'll walk with you, you know, Kiki the monkey Kiki will hang out with you, no problem. Oh, and 20 more rupees, nice. But then you will need the other 100 to get him to open the level for you, which I guess is hinted at the gorilla statues. There is no way to open this level up without Kiki's help. So you're kind of shit out of luck if you're a cheapskate like me and we're like, giving monies to a monkey? What a ridiculous concept. Ridiculous concept aside, welcome to the Palace of Darkness. Our first Darkness of Palace, which I think I might have said earlier in this video. It is Palace of Darkness, of course, because it sounds ridiculous the other way. First Dark World dungeon we've come to. I kind of like the nice throwback to the first level with the little, like, pronged entrance. Aside from that, this level's completely different. Also, there's a whole, you're gonna be seeing a whole lot more anti-fairies and levels in the Dark World, which will come as a blessing. They can be kind of finicky to hit sometimes with your magic powder, but if you hit them with magic powder, they become fairies. So fairies become pretty plentiful in Dark World dungeons, because you'll die or whatever, and you'll be sad. You're like, boo-hoo, my bottles aren't full, and maybe I'll die to the boss now. But then you find an anti-fairy, you kill it well, you don't kill it, you turn it into a fairy, and then everything is good. Also, Gorias. These enemies are kind of like the Igors we've seen before. You can only kill them with arrows, but rather than waking them up and then shooting it into their eye, they mimic your movements. Also, the red ones shoot lasers at you if you look at them directly. So the best way to kill the red ones is just to fire an arrow and then to make them walk into them. The green ones have no way of harming you other than walking straight into you. So they're not that difficult of an enemy type. The red ones can be kind of annoying in certain cases. I know the first time I ever saw them in this game, which was, of course, that room, I was just kind of flabbergasted. I was like, how do I kill these guys? My sword doesn't hurt them. I don't know. Also, these jellyfish enemies, as you would imagine, like a jellyfish, you need to be careful attacking them. They work sort of like buzz blobs in that if you hit them with a physical attack, they will shock you, but only sometimes, because they, as you notice, they kind of like start to zap, and whenever they're like that, you can't hit them with your sword. But any other time, you're free to hit them with whatever the fuck you want. You'll be perfectly fine. And also, I believe you need to go to the left. You want to go to the right from the start of the dungeon rather than going straight, because you're going to need keys, of course. And there's a key and a map over here, so you might as well just come over here. And oops, I accidentally left the room before my bomb went off, letting us get into this room. Also, weird pegs. Just a fairy fountain. We don't need that. We have plenty of anti-fairies around. Also, I think I have full fairy bottles. Those weird peg thingies that are blocking our way from jumping down to the other room, well, the other side of the room, they've always made me think of whack-a-moles, just the way they bob up and down, and I did not need to bob up and down in my chair for emphasis. That emphasis went unemphasized for anybody. I apologize. They always made me think of whack-a-moles, and as you can assume, we're gonna need the dungeon item to deal with them, because this is a Zelda game, and that's how this shit kind of works. You need dungeon item to get shit done. So, we'll just go back to this anti-fairy room and figure out this difficult puzzle to get back. Actually, I want to consult that telepathic tile, see what it says. Okay. So, this telepathic tile is from Zelda. I think some of the telepathic tiles you consult from now on are Zelda instead of Sarahasala. I don't believe they all are, although I might be incorrect because I normally don't talk to them. And that one, Zelda was like, oh, help me, Lonk, I'm in Turtle Rock. Please come save me. The place I'm locked away sounds ridiculous, but it's the last level. Well, the second to last level, because spoilers, I didn't mean to say that. Yeah, but we'll need to go get Zelda eventually, but it'll be a while before we go save Zelda, so she's gonna need to chill a little bit. And if she wants to help us out by, giving us hints, whatever. And I actually don't remember what's over in this room. Guessing by the layout of the room, I would say probably a key, if anything. Maybe the compass, because I can't tell. It's just a key, okay. Yeah, because I was like, oh, fuck, what's over here? Like, as soon as we walked to the side, and I just was drawing a complete blank on what the hell was here. Also, I think you're able to push these statue. No, I guess. I know you're able to push the statue on the right side from the inside. I'll show you guys when we get there, because I'm going to try and explain it. I'm going to waste more time than it would take to walk over there and actually physically show you. I think you can push them from the inside. Maybe it's just this one? Yeah, you can push this one to get over here, but not in any other way. I don't know why they set it up like that. It's a bit weird. Also, turtle enemies. If you remember the spiky turtle enemies from the Game Boy Zelda games, these enemies are kind of similar, sans the spikes, I suppose. Actually, do I want to check? No, I don't want to check what's down there just yet. I want to see what's crack-lacking over here. Turtle enemies you can only kill if they're flipped over. Unfortunately, we do not have a way to flip them over just yet. This little arena with all of the hard hat beetles, you're gonna want to just go ahead and beat the shit out of them with your sword beam. That is if you are full health, because you can't sword beam otherwise. Your sword beam does hurt these guys. I don't believe any other projectile does. Your boomerang doesn't affect them. Arrows just get stuck into them. It looks... oh, god damn it. I'll be back. Very sorry about that. I hit the, there's a turbo button or something somewhere on this controller, and it's right by the pause button. So whenever my big, fat, stupid fingers hit one of the buttons, sometimes it hits both. And you didn't get to see there for very long, because it just fucking killed it. But arrows just kind of get stuck on them, and they just don't give a shit. And, can I hit you? I guess I cannot hit you. How odd. Also, I don't believe we need to be doing anything over here, so we're just gonna leave shit alone. Because I don't see anything happening over here useful just yet. So I think we should go ahead and explore what's down here. Since we've looped around, we might as well check it. Also, you can go ahead and blow that up to drop down here. There was also the way over yonder on the other side. Over yonder. Weird. That you could drop down. But if you drop down over here, you get to come up here and get the treasure chest, and everything's happy. And what could be in this treasure chest? It's the big key! Pretty early to be getting the big key. Not as early as the Tower of Hera, of course, because, come on, Tower of Hera. What a baby level. I mean, seriously. And I guess we're getting a key for doing that. Whatevs, man. And let's just get away from these guys, because I do not want them attacking us. And also, that's funny. This is the block that we push down. On the other side, it dropped down here. I don't know why it's still pushable, though. That's kind of interesting. Okay, good. I was just making sure that the hearts weren't glitched, just because it had been a half a heart longer than I could remember. And I was like, uh-oh, did I accidentally mess with the cheat and everything is wrong now with keeping my hearts at 3 heart health thingamajigs? Because I had messed with it a little bit in between episodes just to see if I could fix some of the visual glitches that come up sometimes whenever we pick up heart containers. But, you know, what can you do? Whatevs, man. So let's just get a move on now that we have the big key. I mean, we don't need to worry about anything past here, because I think we've gotten everything in this kind of first half of the level. So let's just move on, and we don't need to fight you guys, because we found out that they just kind of loop us around. There's no purpose to going in there, really. I guess it's more of like, if you hit the crystal switch, you have to go in there and fight them. Oh, this room. This room is very interesting. As soon as you get in this room, just fucking charge. Because as you can hear, and you will soon see, the floor is falling apart. So you just kind of want to run across it as quickly as you can. You can probably get across it, not fall into the darkness. Speaking of darkness, if you just walk, but I just prefer to charge so you don't have to worry about it. Oh, green dodongos. If you remember, there were the red ones in the Tower of Hera. I guess they're green now, because why the fuck not? What's the difference? I don't know. Do they have more health? My sword still kills them in one hit. So I'm very confused. That is a thing that is happening, and I'm trying to avoid sneezing. And my sneeze is gone. Forever. Very sorry about that sneeze. Let's just keep moving. I don't need to bother with you Dodongos if you can't hit me. And also, I like how the Dodongos spit out fire, but the fire doesn't actually, like, light up the way for you. It's just like, pff, that's not what I meant to do. The fire doesn't light up the way for you. The fire doesn't produce any light, but you can physically see the fire. It produces enough light to let you know that there's a fireball there, but not enough to actually illuminate around it. Also, you would have noticed you might have noticed, like, while running by, but there's the big chest, which gives us one of my favorite items in the game, the magic hammer. Contrary to its name, it does not consume any magic power to use. You can use it as an alternate to the sword, which is kind of how I like to use it, because I think swords are personally, I don't like swords all that much as a weapon, just, you know, that you kind of see them in everything. Hammers, I've always thought hammers looked really cool, so I've always thought they were kind of neat. But on top of just being, like, you know, an alternate to the sword, because, you know, of course they have more of a purpose to that. This is a Zelda game. You can use them to pound down the whack-a-mole pegs, which probably have another crazy Japanese name that I do not know. You can also use them to break these skulls, which are the replacements for the pots in the Dark World dungeons. You can also use the hammer to flip over these turtle enemies. So if they've been bothering you, they will bother you no longer. Only problem with using your hammer is if you use your hammer again while fighting them, any flipped ones that you are in the vicinity of being able to flip, you will flip over back onto their feet and they can attack you. So sometimes you'll do that and they'll hop back at you and get you. So sometimes it can work against you, and it's not the best, man. Not the best man's, like we're going to a wedding. Also, there you go, just because I don't think I ever showed off getting a fairy with, or getting an anti-fairy with our magic powder. And we're full on fairies, so we will not worry about you, Miss Fairy. I will let you live down here in peace rather than absorbing you into my body or confining you to a bottle. You know, those fates that people talk about that are so bad for fairies, but I assume you like because I'm an unintelligent, rebellious teenage explorer. And oh my god, there's a lot of turtles. So I'm just gonna fuck you guys all right now, so you can just stay flipped, and let's be nice to other fairy and give them a friend. So it's not like one side is like, the company's so bad, and the other one's like, I enjoy being bad company. So they're just two fairies, and they can have fun floating around in the darkness forever. Because I didn't bother to light up the room for them, because I'm kind of an asshole. Also, I see no reason in bothering with you guys if I can just walk around you. Can we move this? Hell yeah, we can move this, and I'm just gonna fuck this blade trap forever, and that is a horrible noise, and that is what you get for being a blade trap. My bad. And also, it looks like we are now going to have to brave the pit of, oh, that's weird. We can't attack you guys from this angle. Let's hope we can jump in. Let's see what happens when you attack. Oh, shit! When you hit them with the, magic hammer, we are out of fair. Oh, well, not out of fairs, we're out of health. It was just fun to see them all explode, but then we got hit by the recoil and could not exist, unfortunately, anymore. I'm gonna drop down to this guy's level. I could try to outrun him and get back onto the thing, but he shouldn't have a lot of health, because I think we hit him with the magic hammer as well. So we might be able to take him out with sword beams alone. Would have been nice if he would have bounced off the thing and just died, but oh well. And he's probably still, yeah, he's still alive, you fucking asshole. Let's see if we can throw a bomb onto them. Or will this bomb not make it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, please hit him. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Just do it the lazy. There we go. Hooray for the lazy way. We eventually got where we were going, and there we go. And he's dead. Just everything feels better. So now that we have the magic hammer, you can come this way. This will take you back to this room. It's a nice little shortcut to get back to this area from the beginning. Because if reasons you die, that is the way you're going to want to come back to this place after you've died, if you've gotten the magic hammer. Oh, also something I've never pointed out before, but you can grab and pull if you use the A button on a statue. It's not so important right now, but there's a point that you're going to need it in level 3 of the Dark World, and I remember that because it always used to screw me over in my first few playthroughs of this game. I'd get to the room, one of the rooms where you have to actually pull a statue, and I'd be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Because I didn't know that I was supposed to pull it. And also, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of these things, because the Goria, I believe its name is Agoria, at least. They were in Zelda 2. He'll get stuck on the skulls, and it makes it kind of hard. I don't know if it's pronounced Goria, but I know it's like G-O-R-I-Y-A, I believe. So I've always just said Goria. It probably has like there's probably like a much better way to say it, but I don't know, man. And oh no, we're trapped, but look, this doesn't have oh jeez, I just forgot the name for the edging along the walls. It has a special name. I used to work in a carpeting store doing stuff, so I really should remember the name of the edging, but I don't know. And I completely talked through the effect that I really like of the wall shaking. I don't know why. I've just always really been a big fan of that effect and the Game Boy explosions where they're just circles and it goes boom, boom, boom. Like most well, not most, but any games that did like an explosion in the Game Boy era just kind of did that same effect, and I don't know why, but it just always tickled my fancy whenever it happened. Also, let's just get a move on. No reason to dilly-dally over here if we do not need to dilly-dally. I think we're coming up on the end of this dungeon, which is kind of cool. We've done well for ourselves for our first Dark World dungeon. We've made a fuckload of money now that I look up at it. Dungeons are always like the best place to get cash, and except for places that are better to get cash, because they are awesome grinding spots to get money in this game that I am totally blanking on at the moment. And oh my god, these guys are gonna kill me because I cannot see them. This room's a bit weird. Sometimes you walk in here and you kill every single one of these turtles in one swipe because you get lucky and they all walk towards you at the same time. Other times you just get fucked, or at least that's my general experience with it. It's like online games. You either do well or you just get beaten and bruised more than you've ever possibly known. Also, we need to figure out this difficult block puzzle to get to the warp. And here we go. We're now in that room with the 2 fairies that we left for polite company for each other. If you remember, though, there were 4 of these stupid turtles. And unfortunately, now we're down to 1 fairy right before the boss. Because, spoiler, 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 we are right in front of the boss. So that is kind of a shame. So let's just get out of here. I don't want to have to deal with you guys if we don't want to. Actually, you know, I shouldn't risk it and going with 1. Oh, god damn it, yeah. I was going to say, you know what, I'm going to risk it and going with 1 fairy, but if I'm not going in at full health, I don't want to go in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and hunt these anti-fairies and figure out where it's going to bounce, and boom! Just hit it from the other side of the wall and catch it. Oh, please come over here, fairy. Yeah, there we go. That way we won't be as bad off as we are, because going in without full health does not make me feel good, especially since this boss can be kind of difficult. And there we go, two fairies. So now we should have our 3rd fairy. So let's just, ooh, I didn't know you could rush in through a door if you had a key. That's kind of nice. So here is the Helmosaur King, considered by some to be one of the hardest bosses in the game. You want to start off by hitting his mask with your magic hammer, either that or using bombs on his mask. I always found it easier to go ahead and just use your magic hammer, though, just because I'm really bad at the old B-ball. Bomb skip ball, of course, is what I'm talking about, to put it in Mario Party standards. Some people like to go ahead and just get the magic hammer from this dungeon, because you will need it for to access more of the overworld, and just kind of skedaddle from this dungeon and save Helmosaur King for last. For the purpose of this Let's Play, though, I'm going to be doing the dungeons in order, and I just fucking died by walking into his face. How stupid. I'm going to be doing it in order because it's the order, and also because there's another reason which we will be seeing in a bit. Hopefully, if we can kill him with no problem. After you hit his mask enough, he will go ahead and explode his mask. You know, he meant to do that. And reveal this gem on his face. Go ahead and just whack the shit out of it with your sword or shoot arrows into it, and you will be good. So this guy's the Helmosaur King. Those little green things at the beginning of the dungeon with the hard heads, those are Helmosaurs, if you are wondering. And he used to be a boss that I just always got my ass beaten as a kid. Because he does tricky things like that, like he will shoot a fireball then run towards you, or use his tail and try and hit you. But we were able to beat him without too many problems. We used 2 fairies on him, or it was just 1? I don't remember. I think it was 2. I wasn't really paying attention. I completely forgot. I'm a stupid. I don't know. But we got our first new good item thing of the Dark World. A special maiden? I don't know. So this is the Zelda game that kind of cemented the idea of women and crystals, because as you're about to see, we are about to save a babe in a crystal, and it's showing off that wonderful 3D of the Super Nintendo, and she's going to go ahead and give us some information about the Golden Land, where the Triforce was hidden, but Ganon, the boss of the thieves, wished it to be transformed. So yeah, Ganon is in this game, because come on, it's a Zelda game. What Zelda games don't have Ganon? It'd be stupid to have a Zelda game without Ganon. Isn't that right, Twilight Princess? So yeah, she's just going to tell you about Ganon's evil plan to make a big gate between the worlds so he can rule both, because he kind of rules this one, but we can break the barrier around Ganon's hiding place if, you know, we get the Babins together, and then we can destroy Ganon, and she'll return to her original form. I will return to my original form at that time. Now, I'm not sure if she means become a woman again, or if she's currently green, because she looks green to me. I thought that might be the blue of the crystal. I'm actually not sure. I'm pretty sure she means she'll just get out of the crystal when the time comes. Oh well, doesn't matter. We beat the dungeon. That's pretty good. Beat Helmosaur King without too many complications. Wasted 2 fairies, I believe. Might have been 1. I don't know. So thank you for tuning in, and on the next episode, we're going to explore a bit more of the Dark World. See you guys then.